Hi, my name is Randy Harrington. I'm a researcher for the MABRC, and I want to talk about a video that we obtained in the fall of 2005 in the Kiamichi Mountains, just south of Honobia, Oklahoma. We called the video the Ridge Walker because at the time we were camping up on top of this ridge when a bipedal animal came up over the ridge and checked us out, and we got just a short snippet of the video. And there's several things that I think come into play as to why we obtained the video, and I'd like to explain what happened. At the time, I had spent a couple of years on my own going down to that area to research on my own. And I had many close encounters, and I had gone down there for the first festival, Bigfoot festival there at Honobia, to meet somebody. I wanted to meet somebody that I could team up with and research the area. So I went there and I met a gentleman who became my friend, and we met up there in the fall of 2005, and it had rained, and a couple of months prior to that I had been there with my family and had a real close tree knocking incident about 8 miles west of Honobia in some bottoms areas. So I wanted to go back and set up some type of camp in that area, but it had rained. Matter of fact, it was raining when we met there, and so it was too wet. So we had to come up with a place that we could go, that would be conducive to good research. So what we did was we thought about where we knew things had happened, and that was the Humphreys cabin and the dump just outside of Honobia. And the dump there is actually 3 or 4 hoppers that people pull their vehicles up to and throw their trash into these hoppers. Well, there had been a couple of sightings of someone coming into this hopper area and seeing a bipedal animal running away while digging into the trash. So we ascertained that would be an ever-changing food supply that these animals must be coming in on at a regular basis, since 2 separate people had seen one running away from these hoppers. So we snaked our way back on these logging roads, back up in behind on the mountain there, behind this dump, which is still in close proximity to the Humphreys cabin. So we knew that if we were there for 3 or 4 days, at some point an animal would come close to our campsite on their way into that dump site. So I remember at the time we were setting out food. We about a 1/4 mile radius around our campsite, we'd set out 4 or 5 bait stations, and we'd heard an occasional tree knock. 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, we'd hear a howl at the base of our hill, so we knew they were around. We'd hear footsteps. But that particular day, we had left a video camera running behind our tents, facing away from our activity. As a matter of fact, if you listen on the video, you can hear me doing tree knocks. And I was doing tree knocks at about 3-minute intervals. One single tree knock with about 3-minute intervals. And we just left the camera running behind the tent, facing away from us. And the reason we did that is because at the time, my friend was emailing back and forth with Mary Green from Tennessee. Now, I'm not going to get into anything about Mary Green, but I believe that she is doing good research, and I believe that she knows what she's doing. And she told us to put the camera away from our activity, and when they come up, they will come up behind us, where we won't see them. So that's what we did. And fortunately for us, the wind was blowing in our face up off that mountain and up over the ridge. So everything worked just right. The wind was blowing in that direction, the camera was facing that direction, and that's the area that this animal came up in. We don't think that it was alone. We had M.K. Davis look at the video, and he says that there was a young one at its feet, and that the animal was completely reddish-brown from head to toe. We also had Squatch Detective look at it, and we know what was there. It's to the point where you're not going to convince everybody, but we know what was there. And so the wind was right, the direction was right. We weren't paying any attention behind our tents, so we weren't spooking anything that was coming up. And we'd like to share that information with others. If you want to increase your chances of getting some video, set your camera up away from your campsite, point it away from your activity, and you might increase your chances of obtaining one on video. So, thank you.